I'm here with Pastor Emmanuel. Pastor Emmanuel, thank you for having me here. We are at Oasis of Love in Wolverhampton. This church just celebrated 6 years and 6-year anniversary. And on that anniversary, you were also doing something special. You were commemorating or launching your building, dedicating your building. As you commemorated your 6th year, you were also dedicating a building that you've just purchased, a property that you've just purchased here in Wolverhampton. Can you tell us a little bit more about Oasis of Love and your journey thus far?
Well, the journey began for Oasis. It began in 2002 in Kasane, Botswana. I just left Zambia, Livingstone. I was going into Francistown, so I spent the night in a city called Kasane in Botswana. And on the 25th of April 2002, I was on a coach, a bus, going into Francistown, when suddenly I was kind of, I entered into a trance, an open vision, and I looked out the window. And what I saw was not what was present physically speaking, in the sense that Kasane is a very lush area of Botswana. It's not a desert at all. But what I saw was a vast desert. Okay, so vast that you couldn't see the end from the beginning. But right in the middle of the desert, I saw an oasis. I saw a water springing out of the ground. I saw a very large amount of vegetation, trees, palm trees. And then what amazed me was that in the oasis were all kinds of animals. The elephants were there, the lions were there, the leopards, the lambs, the goats, the cows, all manner of animals. But the amazing thing was that all of them were existing and cohabiting together.
Yeah.
The stronger animals, like the lions, were helping the weaker lambs to eat and to drink and to be fattened. Yes. There was no enmity, no hatred, no bitterness. There was no conflict. There was enough for every animal. And I looked and I was looking. Other animals were struggling to get to the oasis, and those stronger ones were going the distance to go and bring them in, so they can come and have a home. And I had a voice say to me, I am sending you to go and plant me an oasis of love, where all people, irrespective of their culture, religion, race, financial status, will be welcomed and accepted unconditionally. So the vision was very simple: to plant an oasis where all will be loved and accepted unconditionally the way they are.
That's true. So then you came to the United Kingdom, and is this where you set up the vision?
After that, I went to Francistown, did my assignment, then went back to Livingstone. From Livingstone, August 2002, I went back to Nigeria. It was a year after that I got a call to come to the UK. So I and my family arrived in the UK on the 27th of January 2004. So we were in this nation for at least from the time of the vision to the establishment of this commission took us almost exactly 7 years.
7 years.
Yes.
Wow.
So in the 7 years, we were working with others, praying over the vision, seeking God's face as to exactly what He wants us to do, because it is not right to jump ahead of God. Yeah, even if you have a vision, even if it tarries,
yes,
you wait for it. So the vision was established on the 5th of July 2009.
So right now, we are here, and we have Oasis of Love in Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
Quite a refreshing name, Oasis of Love.
Yeah.
Is that part of that vision that you spoke about?
That's exactly what I saw. You see, love conquers all things. Where there is love, there is no enmity, no hatred. The animals don't consume each other.
Yeah.
They don't attack each other. They don't devour each other. Rather, love helps the weak to become strong. Love overlooks offenses. Okay, so it was an oasis, but this oasis was not an oasis of enmity or hatred or bitterness. It was an oasis of love, and God is love. So if you are in a place of love, I mean, just what you experienced on Saturday,
Yes.
that's what happens.
That is good.
Yeah.
We had a very wonderful time. There was a lovely dinner here on a Saturday as you celebrated the 6th year of your existence as a church, as Oasis of Love.
Yeah.
And I also noticed that on that day you were celebrating the new building. So you found this building which was derelict in infrastructural wise, and you've converted it into a pure oasis of love. Talk us through the whole thing to do with finding the building and you being here.
We planted the church 5th of July 2009. In the month of February, God spoke to me again. God said to me, an oasis should be established in Wolverhampton. That is, look for a building. Okay?
Yes.
Where you will turn into not a church, but into a community center.
Yes.
So I told my members, I said, we're going to change the name of the ministry from Oasis of Love International Church to Oasis of Love International Center, because God wants an oasis.
Yes.
Where all people, whether they are Christian, unbelievers, Muslims, Hindu, Buddhists, everyone will come in and find acceptance.
Yeah.
It was a challenge with some members because they couldn't understand why we have to change the name from a church to a center. But you see, we are the church. So wherever we are, that's what the church is.
Yes.
Okay, wherever we meet, it could be in the park, it could be in a living room, it could be in a car. Wherever we are, that's what the church is.
Right.
But a center is open to all. Okay, so in February, God spoke to me, so I began looking for a building. And that night, I was going to bid for the Bethel Chapel on Willing Hall Road, one small building like that is owned by the Muslims now.
Yes.
It was just on Willing Hall Road, fantastic place. That same night, I was to go for the bidding with my Deacon Goldev, an Asian brother. That night, God spoke to me.
Yes.
God said, look for space and not location. It was a fantastic location. But God said, look for space and not location based on what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
I will bring in the animals you saw in the vision. I will bring in the humans, the people you saw in the vision.
Yes.
So you need a large place. So I called the King Godev and I said, God said to me, look for space and not location. That place is too small. So I told the church leadership, but then we still went for the bidding just to see how it's done.
Yes.
So we went and somehow the Muslims bought it. Okay. There was no building in Wolverhampton that I did not see at that time.
Yeah.
No building on sale that I did not go to. One day I was driving past this place with my wife and I saw the sign for sale. And I called the agent who I was working with because they were the ones who were selling the building. I said, there's a building on Warsaw Street. Why didn't you tell me that it's on the market? He said, no, that's not the kind of place you are looking for. I said, what do you mean? He said, number one, it's too big.
Yeah.
Number two, you cannot afford it. Number three, it is run down.
Yeah.
So I said, I want to see it. So I and my wife walked in here, and the moment we walked in here, God spoke to me again that this is the place. Now don't forget, we're just less than 1 year old.
Yeah.
We didn't have the finances. We didn't have what what is required to buy a building. But somehow God granted us favor. And we bought this building in the year 2012. That is after some 1 year or so of negotiation.
Yeah.
We bought the building. We're also working very closely with the council.
Yes.
We went to the council and asked them that would they allow us to use the place as a religious center, as a center for people. We applied for it as a church, not as anything. We didn't hide our intentions. Amazingly, for the first time, the council was working with us, helping us with the design, the drawings, and the rest. It was amazing.
Wonderful.
We got the permission, and then we're going to renovate, which was what God laid on my heart in the first instance. But some of my building committee members felt that it is better to build a brand new build.
Yeah.
So we applied for a brand new build. Approval was given by the council for a brand new build. But I said to myself, I said, no, we are a young church. We don't cajole people to give.
Yeah.
We don't force people to give.
Yes.
The message of prosperity is of God, but it's been polluted, it's been corrupted. People use it now to enrich themselves and not to do what God wants them to do.
Yes.
So we don't cajole people, we don't sell handkerchiefs, we don't sell oil, we don't do nothing. And we don't emphasize that everyone should give what they don't have. So raising 2 million for a brand new build as the cost of the new building, for me, I didn't want to take my members through that stress.
Yes.
So we now reapplied to the council to give us permission for change of use. So we have 2 approvals for this site now. One, we have approval for a brand new build, which we intend to do in years to come. We'll knock down everything and put up a brand new structure. But for now, the council gave us the second approval to renovate and use. That is what you are seeing here now.
All right.
So the vision is, in a few years' time, when God blesses us, we will knock this place down and build a center, not just a church, a center for the people. So the place is a very large complex, as you have seen it. The building is 15,000 square feet.
Yes.
That's the building. We have car park for about 60 cars.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how the building came about. It's been a journey, but we are here now.
All right.
Yes.
And finally, your words of encouragement to other men of God like yourself who may have a desire to purchase buildings and go through the process that you've gone through. What sort of encouragement would you give them?
Before I give them the encouragement they need, I will give them a word of advice.
Yes.
The first thing is that make sure your desire to buy a building is of God. Because from my own experience, it is cheaper to rent than to run a building.
Yep.
The water rate for this place alone is almost £500 a month. That is not the water we use, but the running water. The rainwater that comes off the building into the drainage.
Wow.
Okay. The electricity is almost the same amount also. I have not put in the heating cost. So in order for you not to kill your sheep before their time, financially speaking, make sure it is God who is asking you to go into a building project. Number 2 advice that buildings don't grow churches.
Right.
It is God that grows churches.
I think that's a very important point.
Yeah, buildings don't. You can have a fantastic building,
Yes.
but if God is not there, it's a waste of time. Number 3 advice is that while embarking on your building project, never you forget the source of the income and the one that brings in the people, and that is God. Because it's so easy for me to spend hours here overseeing the work instead of spending time with God.
Yeah.
So while the work is going on, there must be time spent with God so that you can know exactly what He's saying per time. But the 5th advice is never you overdrive your sheep in order to have a building.
Right. So when you say never overdrive the sheep, what do you mean, Pastor?
You see, let's face facts.
Yes.
People are facing challenges. People have financial needs. People have families to take care of. People have bills to pay.
Yes.
Okay? If we demand too much from the people when it is not led by God,
Yes.
we lead them into financial destruction.
That's
While
right.
the church will prosper, the people will still remain in their financial difficulties. So
Right.
never you overdrive your people, never you force them to do what they can afford to do, and never you sell oil, never you sell a bottle of water, never you sell nothing. He that called you will make provision for the building. We've raised offerings in this place only twice since the beginning of this project, and yet we've done this building successfully and sweatlessly.
Wow.
Nobody is under any strain or stress because we are doing a building project. We are not hypertensive because of a building project. We're not killing ourselves. The God who gave us the vision is able to make the provision. So my encouragement to them is that, first of all, make sure it is God who is leading you, and not something born out of pride, something out of selfish ambition to have a building of your own. Praise God if God wants you to have a prayer. It will be easy. But never you force yourself into what God is not asking you to. Let me say this. If you were here on Friday, I was literally weeping because I don't regard myself as a good preacher. In fact, I was born a stammerer. So up to now, I still have speech impediment. I couldn't pronounce things very well. So I don't regard myself as a stammerer. I regard myself as one who had a speech impediment. I'm not the best preacher. I'm not the best speaker.
Yes.
But God in His mercy brought to me people just as we're discussing.
Yes.
This is not my effort at all. It is the wonderful people that God brought my way.
Yes.
People who, when I was stabbed behind by people I trusted, they heard me, they upheld me, and made sure I did not fall. People that will always put a ring round about me, not to excuse my weaknesses, but to support me even when they know that I am human.
Yes.
Because I will always accept them the way they are. Don't get me wrong on that. We don't condone sin.
Yes.
We don't encourage iniquity. And we tell people the only person you have control over is yourself.
Yes.
Brother, I can preach heaven and hell. I can preach the earth down. But I can't change your behavior. The
True.
only behavior I can change is mine.
True.
So I don't look at the speck in your eye, I look at the log in my eye. And I encourage you to look at the log in your eye. That is why this place is very accepting of people. I buffet my body. I bring myself under, not you. God gave me self-control. He did not give me the other person control.
Right.
So my members are able to say, the way God accepts Pastor Emmanuel in Christ,
yes,
is so we're going to accept him. And that is how I accept them. I'm very hard on myself. Very hard on myself.
Yeah.
But I'm very gracious towards others. So the second thing is, never you underestimate the people God is bringing your way.
Right.
Believe me, God can take them somewhere else. And some of the people in your churches as pastors are better than you. They are better educated, better experienced, they have more qualifications, and they can preach better than you. So that they are under you does not mean that you are the most anointed. It simply means that you are the head, and one of them is the hands, one is the legs, one is the ear, the other one is the eyes. So you allow them to do what God brought them into your church to do.
True.
You allow them fulfill their destiny. That's one is healing. When I'm not the healer, does not mean that the one that I want to break my church. It simply means God gave me that gift. He didn't give me that gift. So when there's someone who is sick, what do? I call them and say, look, brother, this person is sick. That's your ministry. Come and pray for him. So the people around us will always help us get to where God wants us to get to.
True. Pastor Emmanuel, thank you very much for talking to Onward Christian Radio.
Thank you.
And we look forward to be working with you more in the near future, and continue to be coming to hear these words of wisdom from you. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.